Rick Sanchez is, without question, one of the smartest beings in the multiverse. He builds portals between dimensions, creates entire civilizations in battery cells, manipulates time and space like it's a video game, and casually outsmarts gods. But here's the thing, with that level of intelligence comes immense power, and Rick uses it without empathy, without boundaries, and without remorse. His brilliance isn't just impressive, it's dangerous. And today, we're not just looking at how smart Rick is, but at the destruction that intelligence leaves behind. Let's start with the one who suffers most, Morty, the loyal sidekick, the comic relief, the kid who keeps going no matter what Rick throws at him. At first glance, you might think Morty's getting tougher, that he's adapting, but look closer, and you'll see he's not growing stronger, he's growing numb.
Oh my god, Rick! Is that us? Ooh, we're dead! What is going on, Rick? I'm freaking out!
Calm down, Morty! Look at me, calm down, Morty!
Take it. No, I can't do it.
Calm yourself, Morty! Morty, calm down, Morty! Morty, you gotta calm down, Morty! Morty, will you listen to me, Morty? Shut up and listen to me!
From the very beginning, Morty has been exposed to the kind of trauma that would break most people. Brutal violence, moral dilemmas, alternate versions of himself, and even abandoning his original Earth. And the worst part? It never stops. In Morty's Mind Blowers, we learn Rick has been wiping Morty's memories just to clean up his emotional mess.
Whatever you do, don't look into its eyes!
I did look at it, Rick! I've been looking at it!
Now you're gonna know everything, Morty! Good job! Way to go, you fucked everything up!
It's in my head! Oh, jeez. I can't get that truth tortoise out of my head.
Yeah, I told you not to look into its eyes. Hey, Morty, let's watch some interdimensional cable. Remember how we used to do that?
Rick, I can't go on. I can't go on like this with the truth tortoise shit in my head. I wish you could just
erase the memory from your mind.
How did you know I was gonna say that?
This isn't just sci-fi trickery. It's abuse. Rick literally erases the moments Morty can't handle without his consent. That's not protection. That's control. We've seen Morty break down. But over time, he reacts less and less. He's not building resilience, he's burning out. He's becoming emotionally detached, losing his grip on what's right or wrong. And what's worse is that Morty is starting to act like Rick. The sidekick is turning into a reflection of his abuser. That's not character growth, that's corruption. Rick didn't just damage Morty, he's reshaping him. And in Rick's world, feelings are a weakness. That doesn't end there. Rick's daughter and Morty's mother, Beth Sanchez. At first glance, Beth seems strong, independent, even successful. But beneath the surface lies a woman struggling to find her own identity. And that struggle traces right back to Rick. Rick's emotional neglect has left deep scars. He's distant, selfish, and almost dismissive of Beth's needs. She's constantly torn between wanting his approval and resenting the man who abandoned her for years. The ultimate blow? Beth's existence itself is questioned. Is she the real Beth, or a clone Rick created to fill a void? That's not just a sci-fi twist. It's a heartbreaking metaphor for her own identity crisis. Beth tries to prove her worth through her career as a surgeon and as a mother, but she constantly battles feelings of abandonment, insecurity, and the fear that she's repeating Rick's mistakes. As the seasons progress, we see Beth becoming more like Rick, detached, selfish, even manipulative at times. Rick's toxicity isn't just hurting her, it's shaping who she becomes. Beth's story is a tragic reminder. Rick's genius may be unstoppable, but his emotional damage is a legacy no one can escape, especially not his own daughter. Now let's talk about Summer, Rick's granddaughter and Morty's sister. She seems like the normal teenager, just trying to live her life. But over time, Rick drags her deeper into his chaotic world, and it changes her in ways you might not have noticed. Rick often treats Summer like a backup Morty, someone to call on when Morty isn't available. She's thrown into life-threatening situations, alien battles, and mind-bending chaos, often without a choice. At first, Summer is scared and unsure, but as adventures pile up, she becomes more desensitized, emotionally hardened. The fear fades, replaced by a cold, pragmatic survival instinct. Summer sometimes gets moments of attention or approval from Rick, but it's often a tool to keep her loyal. She learns to play Rick's game, navigating his ego and chaos to carve out her own space. What was once a typical teenager is becoming a survivor shaped by Rick's reckless world. Tougher, yes, but also more detached. Rick may dismiss Summer, but the cost of dragging her into his madness is real. Then there's Jerry, Rick's son-in-law, the constant butt of every joke, and arguably the most emotionally beaten-down member of the family.
Morty, are you alright?
No!
Why are you with Daddy Mason?
Holy shit, Dad, shut the fuck up!
Okay, I guess I'm just this entire family's toilet paper.
Rick doesn't just dislike Jerry, he goes out of his way to tear him down. Whether it's mocking his intelligence, undermining his role as a husband and father, or sabotaging his attempts to prove himself, Rick is relentless. Jerry's constant failures and insecurities aren't just personal, they're reinforced by Rick's constant need to dominate and belittle him. Every interaction chips away at Jerry's self-worth. Rick's influence even destroys Jerry's marriage multiple times, pushing Beth away and making Jerry question his value as a husband and father. Rick's treatment of Jerry is more than just sarcasm. It's a calculated attack to keep Jerry powerless and insignificant. For Rick, Jerry isn't family, he's an obstacle to be erased. Rick's genius isn't just dangerous for his family, it wreaks havoc across entire universes. His actions don't just break hearts, they break realities. Remember the Cronenberg universe? Rick's careless experiment turned everyone into grotesque monsters, and his solution? Abandon the entire Earth, leaving millions to suffer while he moved on without a second thought. At the Citadel, countless Ricks and Mortys live under oppression and control, a grim reflection of the darker consequences of Rick's power. Evil Morty's rise shows how this chaos breeds tyranny, all born from Rick's reckless experiments. Rick creates life for his own amusement or convenience, only to destroy or abandon it without remorse. From the butter robot's meaningless existence to the violent chaos in Fruppyland, Rick's disregard for life is staggering. The multiverse is Rick's playground, but it's also a graveyard for the countless lives and worlds shattered by his unchecked ego and genius. Rick Sanchez is often called a moral gray character, a brilliant anti-hero who saves the day but with a questionable code. But what if that label doesn't tell the whole story? Sure, Rick has moments of vulnerability and even heroism, but beneath those rare glimpses of good lies a consistent pattern of manipulation, neglect, and selfishness. The lives he destroys aren't just collateral, they're consequences of his choices. Being morally ambiguous sounds like a gray area, but Rick's repeated decisions suggest something darker. A villain who wears a mask of genius to hide how much damage he's willing to cause. At the end of the day, Rick isn't just a flawed hero. He's a man who knows exactly what he's doing, and chooses himself over everyone else. And that makes him, in many ways, the real villain of the story. So, what do you think? Is Rick Sanchez a tragic anti-hero, or the true villain hiding behind a lab coat? The true cost of Rick's genius isn't just the chaos he creates, but the lives he ruins along the way. If this made you rethink Rick Sanchez, watch the next video on how evil Morty was made before you conclude. Hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is Rick a hero, a villain, or something in between?